It's been about a week and a half since I rejuvenated these old king oyster grain blocks. And you can see I have mushrooms growing. There's a patch of them growing there. See pins coming up on this block right there. Don't see anything on these two yet, but everything looks clean. The vermiculite is still slightly moist on the top, so it's drying out effectively. Probably in about another 1 to 2 days, I'll go ahead and water the casing layer to rehydrate it, just enough that it's not going to be dripping water down into the block. And I'm going to control the amount of waterings I do to a minimum. I'll keep this plastic on and closed up. You can see this apparently, is a good way to grow the mushrooms in a small space. It's kind of like a mono tub setup in a way, where you have a large open space with a cased grain, and then being enclosed with some minimal venting, and venting it out once a day. But it looks great, and most likely those mushrooms will be mature in about 1 week. It's the next day, and you can see I've got pins coming up on all of them now. You can see it just started on this one over here. And there's some there. And when I take a pinch off the top of the casing, it feels pretty dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and water it all. And to do that, I'm going to use my pump sprayer. Try to get the spray a bit wider than that. Maybe. Yeah, not a whole lot of water I'm adding, just enough to re-wet the surface of the casing. This also kind of knocks the loose vermiculite away from the pins coming up. Sometimes you'll get vermiculite caught in the crevices between mushrooms and on the caps. Using something like a sprayer is good too. It does the same thing with seedling containers, is that the jet of water knocks the loose bits back into the side of the bag or the container, because as it dries it constricts and you get a gap of space in between. So that's good to kind of cut that gap back like that. And then when I take a pinch, yeah, I can see water squeeze out now. It feels good. Alright, I'm going to put those back in. Probably won't have to water them again until they're done. There you can see a few days later, they did okay. Kind of like a fourth or fifth flush, you might think, but not bad considering surviving the elements outside. Yeah, minimum 19-degree temperature in my area. So yeah, it was a mild winter, but we still had some cold temps. I'm gonna give these about another day so they get to a point where they're really sporulating. You can see on this one there's a little bit of kind of like a light gray mold that's on the vermiculite from the block. So I won't get another flush out of these, but it looks like I'll have enough to definitely get a meal and a couple spore prints.